You're listening to the Simplifiers podcast, where we take topics in business and in life and simplify them. Award-winning event producer and educator Mary Baird-Wilcock, CSEP, will help you break it all down, figure it out, and spark you to do the thing. It's time to simplify. Here's your host, mentor, and undercover superhero, Mary Baird-Wilcock.
Hello and welcome back to the Simplifiers podcast. Look at you shine. You have found the secret to a better life. When we simplify, we thrive in every single way. And on Fridays, we release a short bonus episode highlighting a super thought of the day. These mini episodes will help you spark new ideas, new ways of thinking, or simply challenge some old beliefs that you might have. And today, I want to talk about how to set better boundaries in your work and in your life. You know, earlier this week, I spoke with Anne Adametz all about how to revolutionize your to-do list, and it sparked a new idea in me. I mean, what if part of what makes us so unproductive sometimes is when we allow people to cross our boundaries? You know, those times when we are putting out their fires instead of staying laser focused in on what truly is most important. Does this sound familiar? Okay, so let's talk about 3 simple ways that you can create better boundaries that's going to help you get back to thriving. In my mind, it's all about your time, your clients, and when you're on the go. So let's simplify that. Step 1, your time. When you begin to believe that time is your most precious commodity, trust me, things will dramatically change, and for the better. So here's a quick gut check moment. Do you think time or money is more valuable? Okay, sure, money pays the bills and all, but when you have better control over your time and schedule, your life will feel richer overall. Look at it this way. What lies ahead for you today? Are there meetings other people have scheduled in for you? Phone calls that you'd like to avoid? Are you plowing through your email inbox full of other people asking you to fix things? Ask yourself, what percentage of your time today is solely yours, doing things that you want to do, like go to the gym or strategize next quarter's plan, or meet up with your favorite client for coffee, or simply sit on a park bench in the sunshine and be. So here's my tip. In order to have better boundaries with your time, remember, what is your one primary business goal that you're working on this quarter? As in that one thing that you're all laser focused towards. And then ask yourself, is this thing bringing me closer or further away from achieving it? If further away, can you delegate, drop, or delay it? When you're scrupulous like this, right from the get-go, you won't book that meeting, that call, that appointment or task into your calendar in the first place. Remember, when you are working at your highest vibration and laser focusing in on your higher yielding tasks, you are truly helping others in a bigger way as well. Step 2, your clients. Okay, so it's a misconception to believe that you should be available to your clients 24/7. That thought is based in fear. You know, it's the whole, if I'm not readily available to them at all hours of the day, they'll fire me and find somebody else who is. It's lies, vicious, vicious lies. And actually, you're doing your clients a disservice as well. Think about it this way. If you called your doctor at 7 p.m. tonight for advice on a sore throat and you got voicemail, would you fire your doctor? No. You'd leave a message and expect her or her nurse to call you back tomorrow morning during regular business hours. You know, the same goes if you're a graphic designer or a wedding planner or a photographer or even a business coach like me. So here's my tip. Communicate with your clients on how best to work with you right from day one. Maybe you set a once weekly check-in call at the same day and the same time each and every week, say every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And then they learn to batch their non-urgent questions on a list and relay them over to you on your weekly calls together. This is helping you work more efficiently as well, keeping your inbox free of random one-question emails and also giving you a space to update them on the progress that you've made on their project. Tell them they've got up to 30 minutes each week for this check-in call, and it'll help simplify their life as well to work like this. Some weeks you might only need 5 minutes. Other weeks you will go for the full 30 minutes. Either way, it's a system for communications that creates shared expectations and accountability. And that builds your clients' trust and respect in you as a working professional. Step 3, and when you're on the go. You guys, I find that when I'm on the road, either traveling overseas or just finding myself away from the desk and away from my normal routines, my boundaries tend to go right straight out the window, or at least they used to. These days, I try to remember what's most important to me when I'm navigating the 1,000+ choices I make each day. It's all about remembering your core values, not only in your work, but for your life. And when you forget those, you move into autopilot mode, forgetting what you stand for and where you want to head. We all do it, and I call it my goldfish brain, where 7 seconds later, I forget who I am and what I'm doing. Or, when you go into a room and you're like, why am I here? In those moments, just bring yourself back to center. Take a deep breath and say this simple affirmation. The choices I make today are in alignment with my deepest desires to nourish myself. So here's my tip. Try this today. When you're faced with a decision, either big, like, do I say yes to that project? Or small, what am I having for lunch today? I want you to slow down your pace, pause for a split second, breathe, and then remember your why. Resist the temptation to hit the big red F it button and remember your affirmation. The choices I make today are in alignment with my deepest desires to nourish myself. And then decide. And just one final whisper, just from me to you, dear friend, come in closer. No one else on the planet is going to uphold your boundaries until you do it first. So don't expect others to even understand or even to see your boundaries. It's your responsibility to communicate this to them, and it's their choice to respect and honor them or not. And if others don't respect your boundaries, you've got to decide. Is this a relationship that is still healthy or one that needs to evolve onwards? That's especially hard. Trust me, I know. When it's a longtime client and the money is good, can you have an in-person meeting or maybe even take them to lunch and get things back on track? Is this salvageable or too far gone? It's up to you to decide, because ultimately one troubled relationship can seep over into other aspects of your work and in your life, and you don't want that. Boundaries are a good thing, and they help others understand the non-negotiable aspects of working with you. It defines the box, the communication flow, the workflow process, the everything. Also, once you set your boundaries, you are responsible for upholding them in how you schedule your time, in how you relate with others, and also in how you live your life on the go. So call it self-discipline or call it self-love. This one simple shift could radically change how you live your life from this point forward. You can do this. I believe in you. It's time to simplify. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get more of this awesome goodness coming your way automatically on Tuesdays and Fridays. And I have to admit, I am totally loving my social media sabbatical this month, but I also love hearing from you guys. So leave me a voicemail at thesimplifiers.com and let's connect over there. Tell me how you're simplifying, and we may feature your voice on a future episode. So thanks. And also big thanks to our undercover superheroes at The Simplifiers podcast that help us create these episodes for you each and every week. Susan Marie is our podcast editor, Jeffrey Lynn, our video editor, Janine Yardley, our show notes editor, and Leiden Yardley, our director of brilliance. Manminder Athwal, she's our blogger. Our advisory board includes Aubrey Nowitzki, Chris Justice, and George Mills. And I'm your host, Mary Baird-Wilcock. Thank you so much for listening and telling your peeps about us. And as always, friends, keep things simple.
Thanks for listening to the Simplifiers podcast. Find the show notes for this episode and all others at thesimplifierspodcast.com. Know someone in your life who needs to simplify? Be a hero and share our podcast with them. And we will see you here next time. As always, keep it simple.